we've got now the weird experience of listening to David Lang, personal friend of I. Michael Sweetman, who is a superb elitist who says that the cannon fodder doesn't really need to get involved in this bank. Let's play that.
I suggest, therefore, that this be sold not through a democratic process. That would take too long and devour far too much of the funds to educate the cannon fodder, unfortunately, which populates the earth. We have to take almost an elitist program that we can see beyond our swollen bellies and look to the future in time frames and in results which are not easily understood or which can be, with intellectual honesty, be reduced down to some kind of simplistic definition. That
okay, and if you go up to 212, David Lang
case,
is speaking
I would hope
again.
that
He wants to set up a fraudulent situation to create currency to help the developed countries seem to be paying off their loans. Go ahead.
initial capital base so that the income in local currencies from that capital base could be used without encroaching on capital. Those obviously are very high ideals and maybe they're not realizable. But I fear that if you don't strive for that as your objective, all the good work, all the good wishes, and all the good money will very quickly come to nothing. Thank you.
Okay. Now the reason, what he said there is you have a capital base that the bank creates wealth from all of these world wilderness lands. He wants to create additional currency beyond the capital base in the amount of the interest and loans that will have to be paid off by these countries to give the bank an appearance of profitability. Right. There's a real interesting fellow that sat to the right of Michael Sweetman at the World Conservation Bank caucus, and his name is Maurice Strong. And he and his wife, Hannah Strong, own the Baca. It was an old Spanish land grant ranch in Crestone, Colorado, down in the San Luis Valley. To the east of the ranch are the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, the Blood of Christ Mountains. And to the northwest of the ranch are the San Juan, the St. John Mountains. And water flows from these mountains into the San Luis Valley, and there are great underground streams that feed the Rio Grande River and the Arkansas River, and all of these. It's the headlands of waters. William Ruckelshaus, the president, the head of the Environmental Protection Agency. There's William Ruckelshaus, the head of the EPA, and there's David Rockefeller, the head of the Chase Manhattan Bank. He was called at the Congress Mr. Environment. He's vice president of Weyerhaeuser Lumber, and suddenly he's a Mr. Environment. That's one of the funny things you see happen in the world system. And then here is Mr. Development, David Rockefeller, and these two people are having a great struggle with one another. Conservation versus growth and development. We have to equate these. William Ruckelshaus is down as a fellow shareholder in American Water Development Incorporated, that he and Maurice Strong, the head of Baca, have a corporation where they want to suck the aquifers dry. The aquifers getting their water from the Blood of Christ Mountains and the San Juan Mountains down there. There's a lot of water in the San Luis Valley. Millions and millions of acre feet of water. And they want to pull 200,000 acre feet for openers out of the Baca. Their land will turn into a wasteland. It'll turn into a desert. So here we have people at an Environment Congress that are then waltzing 200 miles south of Estes Park down in the San Luis Valley of Colorado that want to suck the aquifers dry and turn it into a desert. This video will now end by playing the official tape of the Fourth World Wilderness Congress. In particular, you will hear the voice of Canadian Maurice Strong, the voice of Michael Sweetman, the World Conservation Bank president, and the voice of